going to learn about one of the most important inventions in medical imaging, the X-ray tube. Let's understand its structure, components, and how it actually works to produce X-rays. Structure overview. The X-ray tube is a type of vacuum tube that converts electrical energy into X-rays. It mainly has two parts, a cathode and an anode, enclosed within a vacuum glass envelope. The entire assembly is surrounded by a lead-lined protective housing to prevent leakage of radiation. The cathode. Let's start with the cathode. It is the negative electrode of the tube and has a tungsten filament that emits electrons when heated. This process is called thermionic emission. The focusing cup, made of nickel, directs these electrons into a narrow, concentrated beam aimed precisely at the anode target. The anode won the. Next comes the anode, the positive electrode. It consists of a tungsten target embedded in a copper block. When high-speed electrons from the cathode strike this target, their kinetic energy is converted into heat and X-rays. About 99% of the energy becomes heat, and only 1% is emitted as useful X-rays. To handle the heat, many anodes are designed to rotate, spreading the heat over a larger surface. Glass envelope and housing 150-55. The entire system is enclosed in a borosilicate glass envelope, which maintains a high vacuum so electrons can move freely without air resistance. Outside this tube is a lead-lined metal housing filled with insulating oil. This helps in cooling and absorbing stray radiation. Working principle. Now let's understand how it works. When the filament is heated, it releases electrons. A high voltage, usually between 30 and 150 kilovolts, is applied between the cathode and anode. This accelerates the electrons toward the tungsten target. When they collide with the target, X-rays are produced and exit through a thin beryllium window as the primary X-ray beam. Types of X-rays. There are two main types of X-rays generated inside the tube. Bremsstrahlung radiation, also known as braking radiation, produced when electrons are slowed down by the tungsten nucleus, and characteristic radiation, produced when electrons knock out inner shell electrons and outer shell electrons fall into their place, releasing energy as X-rays. Control factors. The quality and quantity of X-rays can be controlled by three factors. KVP controls the energy or penetrating power of the X-rays, MA controls the number of electrons emitted, and exposure time determines the total output of the X-ray beam. Summary and outrow. So to summarize, in an X-ray tube, electrons from the heated cathode are accelerated toward the tungsten target at the anode, producing X-rays upon impact. It's an amazing example of how physics and technology work together to help in medical diagnosis. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more physics and radiology tutorials.